Hello, my name is Shirleyself, and I'm here to talk astrology. And today I wanted to introduce you to Keanu Reeves. So here he is. He was born on the 2nd of September in 1964, so he just had a birthday. He was born at 5:41 a.m., and he was born in Beirut, Lebanon. He's a 15-degree Virgo ascendant. The Pluto's here at 14 Virgo, Uranus at 10 Virgo, Mercury at 9 or 10 Virgo, Sun at 10 Virgo. Over here we've got the Venus is in Cancer at 24, Mars at 22 Cancer, the Fortuna right up there between Mars and the Moon at 22 Cancer, and the Moon at 16 Cancer. North Node up here at 29 Gemini, and he's got a Gemini midheaven, 13 degrees. Jupiter over here in the 9th house of theater at 26 Taurus. Chiron he's got here on the descendant, which makes it really important. Chiron at 17 Pisces. Saturn at 1 degree Pisces. South Node down here in the 4th house at 29 Sag, and Neptune here at 15 Scorpio in the 3rd house. So you look at all this activity in the 12th and the 3rd, and then Neptune here and the Jupiter up there in broadcasting, and you can see how it is that he became an actor at quite a young age and was successful at quite a young age. His exotic good looks come from this Pluto, Sun, etc. conjunction right here on the cusp of the 1st house, and it's in the on the Pisces side. Now that's a difference. Which side of the cusp you have. That's why the cusps are so important, and that's why people fight about them so much. It's because where you put it kind of determines how that planet is going to act. Like this planet here is in the house. It's not on the Pisces side. It's on the Aries side, and so this is an active intellect that does theater. But all of this here is in the Pisces side of the ascendant, and so it makes him, and he's got opposition, this wide opposition over here into Pisces. So acting, theater, art is absolutely the correct choice for him. He is a moon phase 24. I really love moon phase 24. I have a son who is a moon phase 24, and he exemplifies the beauty of a moon phase 24. Let me tell you about a 24. These people have high personal standards. Their goal is personal excellence. They do not judge other people. They only judge themselves. Every action they take is a personal moral decision. They're indifferent to other people's judgment of them. Now, and for them, emotion is an instinctive driving force. So let's look at this guy. There is no fire in this chart. There is no air in this chart. He is all 5 planets in earth, 5 planets in water. He is all earth and water. Fortunately, earth and water is a good combination. The fire, if you've got no fire in your chart, it's really hard to develop enthusiasm, have any energy at all. But what Keanu Reeves has is he has the fire in the water. Not fire water, but fire in the water. It's a mystical construct that what it means is the passion that, for instance, the moon in Cancer brings to this chart is intense. And that's his motivation to take care of. Okay, it's in the 11th house. So the 11th house is the house of goals. And this moon in Cancer is up there in the 11th house. And so that goal is to excel in virtually taking care of people. Taking care of people. It's up here in the 11th, so it's not intimate kind of taking care of people. And if you don't have any air, relationships are difficult. Communication, that interpersonal stuff. No Libra, no Aquarius, no Gemini. He has the North Node in Gemini, and often you'll find that the North Node is in whatever you're lacking. And the North Node in Gemini is up there in the 10th house of public career. So, wow, this guy is quite amazing. The form of this chart, this is a bucket. Now, a bucket is because of all these over here and this handle over here at the Saturn in the 6th. The thing about a bucket is this is 61 degrees, so this is the maximum gap you can have in a bucket. Anything back there, move that. So this is more important than it would be if it were simply the trailing edge of the bucket, because it's so far away from the bucket that it's almost a wheelbarrow, you know. This is a handle, this is a handle. So we've got Neptune here, and that rules the Saturn in Pisces. The Neptune rules it. And the Neptune is ruled by this Mars in Cancer conjunct Fortuna. And that's, when you realize that the goal of a moon phase 24 is simply personal excellence. That's all, that's their goal. And that personal excellence is gained by the pursuit of some traditional craft. And the pursuit of and this craft is usually found in the environment, the childhood environment. And his stepfather is in film. And his mother was always in film, as I think she was a costume maker. So film was available, and that's what he chose. And it was absolutely the correct choice, a beautiful choice for this beautiful man. So this, anyway, back to the bucket. Let's say this is a bucket. This is about as wide as we can handle. But if we regard this Saturn in Pisces and retrograde and in the 6th house, it's an obligation, it's a responsibility for other people. Now, for a bucket, it depends on which way this handle is leaning. Now, this handle, for instance, if the handle leans back toward the left, that's more a self-starter. If the handle is opposite the heart of the bucket part here, that makes you self-sufficient. And if your handle is over here, leaning toward the right, which is where the handle of my bucket is, you need other people in order to get you started or help you along. And it is proved true of me. But Keanu Reeves is a self-starter. When he sees people needing help, he takes it as a personal responsibility to be of help to people. He recognizes the fact that he is very fortunate, that he is virtually rich, and he shares that with other people. If he were poor, he would simply do for other people. This moon is the passion that moves this young man. up there in the 11th house of personal excellence. So I love 24s. There's some beauties. Let me see if I can. Peyton Manning, my favorite quarterback. Angelina Jolie, Leonardo da Vinci, no shit. Emily Dickinson, Audrey Hepburn, Oprah Winfrey, and Anthony Fauci are all moon phase 24. Beautiful people, excellent people, and their goal is to be an excellent person, exemplary person. You remember, a 24 is at the beginning of the hard work of in the fire quarter, the hard work of owning your spiritual powers and using them for the benefit of the world. And this is the process of owning his spiritual powers. He's virtually building spiritual muscle on the skeleton of his intellect, which is what was built up in the air quarter when he was moving through the air quarter back phases ago. So it's a fascinating chart. He's got a lot of well, let's talk about Chiron here on the Descendant. Oh my goodness. That's it's an obligation to learn how to deal with other people. Remember, the lack of air means that you have trouble in relationships, trouble being objective, trouble taking things lightly, like Gemini, the Gemini business. But he's got an advantage of having all this intense Virgo. And that compensates for a lot of it because it's ruled by Mercury. And that Mercury is conjunct the Sun, and widely opposes the Saturn. The thing about the Saturn is it's still there. It's a waning movement. These guys are going this way, and this guy is, these guys are coming this way, and this guy is going this way. So they're separating, and they're already as far apart as the Sun will be considered in aspect. So so that Mercury, he notices other people. The Chiron there says, pay attention to what you feel coming from other people. And he's got really powerful emotional connection with other people, that he may not have the intellectual connection, even though this Virgo is very, very compensates quite well for that. That emotional connection, he has that emotional connection with the world. So let's see if there's anything I skipped over. All right. One interesting, not only is the Chiron very powerful here on the Descendant, but it's opposing the Pluto. And it's, where'd I have that? And that gives him the obligation, because Chiron opposing Pluto is power. It's own your own power here. And that power is to connect with other people. Own your own power here. And that demands a certain amount of self-mastery, which Saturn's in the 6th house, the house of self-mastery. The 4 planets over here are in Virgo, which is the sign of self-mastery. Now, you might regard it as the sign of sickness, and that's because if you're sick someplace, that's where you go to learn how to gain control of yourself, to learn how to utilize yourself as a good tool. Tool is a really good Virgo word. So Chiron, and it's ruled by this Neptune over here in Scorpio, which is, ruled by the Mars, beautiful Mars up here conjunct the moon, and conjunct Fortuna. And it's an excellent Fortuna. It's an excellent Fortuna. One of the interesting, many interesting things about this chart is he's got an awful lot of conjunctions with fixed stars. And I'll just start to run through them here. The Mars at 21 Cancer up there, 22 Cancer. Castor is at 21 Cancer. And that Castor is the storyteller, and it explores ideas. Is that appropriate for this man who is into fantasy? I saw The Matrix a long time ago, but I haven't followed him very closely because he does fantasy, and I don't do fantasy. I consider reality as fantastic enough. But he does fantasy quite well, and that appropriate for this Virgo Pisces power he's got going here. Okay, and the Venus is conjunct Pollux, Castor and Pollux. And Pollux gives you insight into other people, and he has that in a couple of places. He's got it because of the Chiron, and he's got it because of that Venus and its connection to this powerful fixed star. The Neptune here is conjunct Zubin El-Genubi, and that is the claw of the scorpion. I thought, that's cool. The claw of the scorpion. And it makes him a volunteer. And he does volunteer. Notice this volunteer who rules this Saturn over here, which can see what other people need and act upon it. Act upon it. And then the Ascendant and the Pluto are conjunct Sirius. And Sirius is Sirius. It's an amazing fixed star. It's really bright. And it is the quest for immortality. And that is all the phases in the upper hemisphere. That's what they're concerned about. The phases, the air phases over there in the third quarter, they're all that holds them in check is how will they be remembered. And that's true of the fire quarter too, is that they want to be remembered. They want to set an example. They're the Merlins, So this amazing man with this drive for perfection. Oh, and he's got Jupiter up here in the 9th, which is, the 9th is broadcasting, theater, etc. And it's an excellent aspect over here to the Venus and the Mars, which virtually rules the Saturn, etc. It's a very well integrated chart, and it's all earth and water. But he's a perfect example for the power of the fire in the water. That mystical passion that is an emotional talent we have, emotional energy that motivates us. So that's Keanu Reeves, born in the dawn, and Keanu is a Hawaiian word that refers to the light of dawn, the light of the morning, and that's his goal, is to be a light to the world, and to be light. He's really funny. He's goofy. He's goofy. He's a joy to watch, and I'm glad I finally discovered him. He's lovely and he's interesting. Those exotic looks. That's that Pluto Uranus right there on the ascendant. So that's Keanu Reeves, and I wish him well, and I wish you well, and I pray that you are well, and that, remember, tell the people you love that you love them. It really matters, and it makes a difference. Goodbye.